Hi everyone, my name is Nadine from the RBG. Today I'm joining you from my kitchen with a bunch of seedlings that I've started a couple of weeks ago. So we're about 6 weeks away from our last frost date, which is about May 10th this year. 2 weeks ago I started some peppers and some tomatoes. And today I'm going to start a great companion plant for tomatoes, which not only tastes great together, but also can help each other grow, which is basil. So basil grows nice and close to the ground, helps to retain soil moisture while those tomatoes are growing nice and tall, and it can also help to repel pests and insects. One of the tomatoes that I've started is this cherry tomato, and if you look at the seed pack, it says high yield right there. So because I'm working with an urban garden, I'm trying to get lots of fruit in a small amount of space. Words like compact, high yield are really good ones to look for when you're picking your seed packs. So these might not be available to you, these types of trays, but these could be from fruit from the supermarket. So what I've done is I've put some pre-moistened soil into this old raspberry container from soil that I've moistened in this one here. And this is seedling starting soil, so it's pretty fluffy. And it's really important to read the back of our seed packs when we're starting seeds to give you those specific instructions of what the seed's actually like, how long they're going to take to germinate, etc. And these basil seeds want to be planted at about a 1/4 inch depth. So I've marked that off on this stake, and I'm going to draw those lines across the soil at that depth. And then I'm going to sprinkle some basil seeds into that line and very gently cover it up with soil. And then I can use my container top as a little miniature greenhouse for my seed starting, which I'll leave in the window, and hopefully in 10 days, if they're warm enough, I'll have some basil seeds germinated. So it's been about 12 days since we started the basil seedlings. I wanted to give you an update on how they're doing. So this container's been sitting in an east-facing window in my house. It's not getting quite as much sunlight as I would like. We also keep it a little bit cooler in the house to save energy, but you'll see that about half of those seeds we started have actually come up and emerged out of the soil. Now the leaves that we're seeing now, these are the seed leaves of this plant. So these are the first leaves to emerge. These are the leaves that exist inside the seed that are actually helping to give that first boost of photosynthesis when they come out of the ground. Inside of there are some teeny tiny true basil leaves that are just starting to form. They're really quite adorable. Now basil is quite a tender plant, meaning that it really needs the warmth, the heat of the sun for it to grow. It does not like the cold. So it's still going to be about 6 weeks before this is ready to go outside. And in 4 weeks, in fact, I'll start getting this plant ready by putting it outside in a shady spot for about an hour each day, and then slowly building up its tolerance to the sun's heat. Same with these tomatoes that I started. So these ones I recently potted up into these 2 by 2 inch pots, and they started in cells like this, 1 by 1 inch pots. Now here's a good tip. As we noticed with the basil, only about half those seeds came up. So in these tomato cells, and this is a great thing to do with all of your plants, is to put 2 seeds in every time you're planting. This doubles the chances of your plant actually growing, because you're doubling the chances that one of those seeds is going to germinate. So I'll probably cut out this one at the soil surface and let this one keep growing. So because this basil is still pretty young, pretty sensitive, I'm going to let it continue to mature in this container. If you're planning to pot up tomatoes in your house and you don't have containers like this, yogurt containers make a great potting up pot as well. Just make sure to drill some holes in the bottom so that the water can seep through. There's one more thing I'm going to add to this mix. I'm waiting for the seeds to arrive in the mail, and that is marigolds. So marigolds make a great addition to this combination of plants. They attract pollinators. They also deter insects as well. So another great companion plant to add to the garden. Okay, happy planting everybody. Take care.